What's going on, fellas? So, as men, we have to be very mindful of the things that we give to people when it comes to your money, time, and energy. But also, as a man, you must be very careful, fellas, about what you say to people and the information you share with not only people you don't know, but especially with the people that you keep closest to you. Now, this is one of those videos where I definitely got to cross my T's and dot my I's because some of these things are going to vary and some of these things are case by case. Because to be honest, if you become a hermit and you don't talk to anybody or share anything with anybody, you're not going to be able to advance and move forward in life. At some point, you got to be an open book, at least halfway open. Your mouth can either lead you to success or it can lead you to your demise. All right, G? So take notes and pay attention. First thing you need to keep to yourself as a masculine man, fellas, is your problems and your struggles. And I'm going to give you a few valid reasons why you need to not be complaining to people, whining. Maybe you're not crying about it. Maybe you just venting. But fellas, it is best off for you and for everybody else that you keep your problems to yourself. Because here's a few lessons of life. If it can't be fixed right now, don't say anything about it. If it's not going to affect your life 5 to 10 years from now, you have no reason to complain about it. And I give you a big fact, G. Nobody cares. Simple as that. Nobody cares as much about your problems as you care about your problems. So if you're going around trying to get people on your crybaby bandwagon, thinking that they care about your problems because they love you, even if they're paying attention to you, most people only care about your problems for what? Entertainment. That's why I laugh at people when they venting online, crying in front of the camera, complaining about something, getting a bunch of likes, thinking people care. Gee, don't nobody care. They watching your movie like a sitcom, laughing at you because you complaining about your issues. Nobody cares, G. So if you come to me with a problem, the first thing I'm going to do is give you a solution. If you keep coming to me with a problem, the second thing I'm going to do is tell you I don't care. Then I'm going to ask you, are you bragging or are you complaining? And fellas, I'm about to give you a gem. Speaking of problems, never tell your girl about your problems. Like, for example, never tell your girl that you're sick or you don't feel good or you have a headache. Now, remember I said I got to cross my T's and dot my I's because a lot of you guys flipped out like, oh, I can't tell my girl I'm sick. Oh, this some red pill alpha male bull. No, G, it ain't that. Let me explain. So if you come to your girl and your girl asks you, hey babe, how you doing? And you tell her, oh, I'm okay, I just don't feel good today. You know what that tells her? You lack competence. And if you don't believe me, let me give you an example of how it will work better off for you if you do this. Let's say your girl say, hey babe, how you doing? And you say, oh babe, I'm doing great. I'm having the best day of my life. And then you end up meeting up with her later and she see that you really are sick. You know how competent you look. You know how much more she's going to want to take care of you. And you know how much more she's going to look up to you and say, even though I can see clear as day that this man is sick, he's still a real man and that shit don't matter. So if I ask him, is he okay? He always okay. Now, for all police, I got to address you guys. I'm not telling you you can't have emotions and you can't go through things. But why tell somebody something that they don't need to know? All right, if you're on the phone with your girl and she asks you how you doing and you tell her you don't feel good, what is she going to do at that moment? Unless she going to come drive over there and give you Campbell's soup and rub your forehead. Other than that, why tell her? Why tell anybody you don't feel good? All right, so when you go to meetings, I give you a professional gym. When you go to meetings or when you're on the phone with customers or clients or you talking to anybody in a professional situation, they do not need to know that you don't feel good. Bro, I used to hate that when I was a finance manager. Salesmen used to come in for interviews and they had to go through 3 different managers for the interview. And sometimes they had to go through me and I would sit down with them and the first thing that they would say after I asked them how they doing today is, oh, I'm doing okay, I'm just a little bit under the weather. I'm like, gee, I ain't even need to know that. I couldn't even see that you were sick until you said something. And here's a little side note for you young guys. Fellas, stop telling people how young you are. All right, stop telling people your age. Guys be asking me, hey, bro, I'm 19. Is that going to be a problem of going on a date with this woman and I'm 19 and she's older than me? Is that a problem? Like, gee, did she even ask your age? No. Well, what does it matter? Silence, my boy. All right, keep it quiet. She obviously don't care. But once you tell her you 19, her perspective of you gonna drop, and now she gonna look at you as a boy. 9 times out of 10, she didn't think you was 19. She probably thought you was 25. And if she didn't, it obviously don't matter. All right, so don't let your tongue be your demise, like I said. Next one. Last point was a little bit off topic, but I hope somebody got something from that. All right, now, next thing that real men don't share with people is their future plans. Now, like I said, some of this stuff is case by case. If you got a business partner or if you got an intimate partner that you must share plans with in order for that relationship to grow and function and work, fellas, open up your mouth. Let people know what you got going on so they know what's happening. Now, when it comes to your woman, obviously you don't want to be telling your woman everything. Why? Because there's certain disadvantages to that, all right? Like she can use what you say against you if you don't do it. We all know some of you guys have been there. Most of you guys have been there. But here's some deeper reasons why you don't tell people your future plans. One, because envious people do exist. All right. When I say envious, I mean hardcore jealous people that if you tell them your plans, they will find a way, some possible way to sabotage it. All right. That's why until you do something, you need to keep your mouth closed. It's okay to market. If you got a business, of course, you got to advertise stuff. You got to do some pre-orders before you launch it sometimes. All right, G. But at the same time, if it ain't solidified, if you ain't got all your ducks in a row, keep your mouth closed. I know you get a little bit of dopamine or whatever you want to call it, G. You get a rush from telling people what you gonna do before you actually do it. All right, fellas, but there's two sides to this. One, you don't want people to mess up your plans. You don't want people to get in the way. And two, if you don't get it done, you look like a fake. All right, now I'm not saying you can't make big claims if you bought that life and you gonna get it done. But at the same time, most things you don't have to tell anybody. You don't gotta pump nobody up and get excited. Because really the only person who getting pumped up is you. All right, fellas, just like this. The only person who cares about your problems is you. So 9 times out of 10 when you're talking, the only person who's really listening and who's really considering what you're saying is you. All right, next one. Now, fellas, for all you guys who are in relationships or you're just dating for that matter, or you're dealing with women. I hope you're dealing with women. But something that you need to keep your mouth closed about, and you also need to do something as well, fellas. I'm going to give you another gem. But your relationship secrets and your relationship problems. And fellas, fellas, you need to do this too. If you got a girl, you need to let your girl know that she need to keep her mouth closed too about your relationship secrets and your relationship problems, all right? I had this problem before in the past, and I had one chick. See, most of the women that I dealt with, they kind of already knew what time it was dealing with me, so they already knew not to be going out, telling their family members, telling their friends about what we got going on. It's just the type of energy I project. You know, it's our business. We ain't got to be doing all the extra stuff. But anyway, I had this one chick who just couldn't get the memo, G. She was on some other time, bro. But anyway, she decided that every time we got in any type of altercation or argument or whatever, she had to go back and tell her auntie, mom, sister, cousin, everybody who she thought needed to know. All right, and what that did was it caused a lot of problems. Now, this is one of the problems it caused. When we would break up, it would cause a disadvantage to me. Because I'm not only fighting the forces of female nature trying to get my chick back, but I'm also fighting the forces of all the little people she done recruited because she done told them all our business. All right, G. So that's one of the many reasons, actually, why you need to let your girl know to her face what's between me and you is between me and you. I don't mind you going out for counseling, but you need to go to a reputable source that's not going to have a direct effect on this, what we got going on right here. All right, G, you need to understand that that's game for you young guys, because you guys don't have no boundaries at all. You just let your chick just talk to you let your chick talk to another dude about y'all, bro. You need to stop that, all right, fellas? So, aside from you keeping your mouth closed about your relationship secrets and your relationship problems, because this goes along with number one, nobody cares. And this one is worse because this one is really entertainment for people. This is like reality TV when you opening up your mouth, running your mouth to people about your problems with you and your chick. And what another thing you need to do, When you got boys you hang out with, G, stop telling them all the problems you got with you and your girl, because some of them dudes you can't even trust. And some of the dudes know more about your relationship than you do. And the moment it ends, it just so happens. Yo, you guys already know what I'm about to say. It just so happens that that same dude that you was venting to end up hitting your chick. It be like that, bro, and it's messed up. This is why you need to keep your mouth closed, because you don't know who you're dealing with. And if you keep your mouth closed, 9 times out of 10, you will find out naturally who you're dealing with, because the signs show. But some of you guys talk so loud and talk too much, you're talking over what you need to see. All right, fellas, I'm gaming you guys up, man. Fellas, it's about to get realer, all right? Next thing you shouldn't talk about with people is how much money you make. Now, you definitely shouldn't tell your girl how much money you make, guys. All right, this ain't what this video is about. All right, this video is about protecting your energy, protecting your reputation, protecting your peace, protecting your state of mind. Because what is life about? Life is about people. Without other people, there would be no life, to be honest with you. You'll just be roaming this world aimlessly, and anything you accomplish wouldn't really have any significance. Why? Because there's nobody there to applaud you, hate on you, criticize you, love you, all of the above. All of the human interactions you won't be able to enjoy without people. So one thing you need to understand about people is people are very sensitive to what? Money. All right, there's a few things that people are sensitive to in the world, and this is across all demographics and all societies. That's money, sex, and politics. You talk about any three, you're going to either get a lot of backlash or a lot of views. Works like that, all right, guys? So when it comes to money, you got to understand that people will get very vindictive if they know too much about your finances. I will give you a clear example. Most of my life, I've been broke. All right, G, from the age of whenever I left my mom's house up until the age of about 29, I was broke. And then right after that, I started making 6 figures. But it wasn't until I started hitting 6 figures that I found out who really was my friends and who really was with me for what I can do or for what I had. And the reason why I found this out is because I was talking too much, telling people about how much I make. Now, this may be contrary to what I'm telling you, because if you do tell people how much you make, you'll notice how quickly, especially if you make a lot of money, but you'll notice how quickly people care more about money than they do about you. But at the same time, you got to be careful about this, because you pull people's devil horns out when you're disclosing too much information. It has a lot to do with human nature. Some things you can't control, like other people's greed. All right, fellas, so when it comes to your finances, if it does not need to be said, you don't have to say it. There's some people that will make an argument to this. Remember I said, crossing my T's, dotting my I's. There's some people that's going to say or have an argument to this and say that it doesn't matter. If you make enough money, it shouldn't matter if you say it. I understand that. But unless you're doing it for marketing reasons, publicity reasons, keep your mouth closed. Especially if you ain't making that much. All right, G? So it's no point. Unless you're applying for an apartment or you trying to get a loan, nobody cares how much you make at the end of the day. All right, so if you make a lot of money, bragging about it don't make sense either. All right, fellas? And that leads me to my next point. All right, guys, and this is something that I'm serious about, fellas. All right? I'm putting my big brother hat on. I'm serious, fellas. Your good deeds, the good things that you do for people, the favors you do for people, do not need to be broadcast. One thing that I hate is when people donate, or when they give to the needy, or when they give to the poor, or when they doing something for a good cause, they just gotta pull their phone out and record it. Now, case by case, there are some times when you actually have a big cause like a foundation, a nonprofit organization, and you recording the stuff. Why? Because you're marketing your organization and you're trying to get it to grow. But if you just doing it for likes, G, you got a problem. And God looking down on you and saying, I didn't give you your blessing to flaunt it. I gave it to you just to give it to somebody else. That was the only point. Nobody needed to know but me, you, and that person you gave it to. Understand, fellas. All right, I'm not playing about this, G, because what you gotta realize is everything is full circle, bro, and you always got two big eyes on you for the rest of your life, all the time, 24/7, no matter what you do. And I think, and this is just my perspective, but I think it is worse to brag profusely about the good things that you do for people versus you actually don't do it for them at all. I would rather you not just do it at all than you do it and then brag about it, because at that point, it ain't even for them no more. Because just think about this. Just think about when you give something to a homeless person. For example, you give something to a homeless person and then you turn around and you pull out your phone. Just think about how that person feel on camera being seen by everybody that they homeless and they ain't got it like that. All right? They sitting there waving in the camera. They ain't happy, bro. That's a wave of sorrow. They actually sad inside, bro. Even if they not, G, just don't do it. Because if I was on the street, G, I'd be damned if I let you pull out I'm smacking that phone out your hand, G, and take your dollar back, for real. Ain't even that serious, you feel me? But anyway, don't brag about this, all right? God don't like it. Last one. It is not a flex. All right, G, it is a flex, but it's a personal flex that you need to just keep to yourself, all right? Silence. Now, last one. Never brag about how hard you work. All right, and this is the reason why. First off, you want to make your accomplishments seem effortless. All right, now there's a rule to this. You never want to seem perfect. Kind of has nothing to do with it, but I just had to say it. But you want to make your accomplishments and your wins, you want to make your wins seem effortless, like it was a piece of cake. Why? It will make you so charismatic and magnetic when you're just doing stuff and people don't know how you doing it. People ask me every day, KD, do you sleep, bro? I'm like, sometimes. You know what I mean? It makes you more attractive because people can't fathom how somebody can accomplish that much and make it look so easy. And another side to this is a lot of men, fellas, guys, I'm going to end the video with this. A lot of men be bragging about how hard they work, and this is the danger in this. Your work, the work you do should produce fruit. All right, fellas, which means if you putting in all this work and you putting in every day on your story, grind mode, grind season, ghost mode, all this stuff, and nothing's happening, there's no results, there's a problem there. You lose your morale and your credibility when you do that. Yeah, the average eye can't see it, but real G's know. I look at most men, I'm like, bro, you ain't working as hard as you say you working. How do I know that? The results ain't happening, G. I know some shit take a while, bro. Some stuff take a while for it to actually happen and blossom. But some dudes been doing the same thing for 5 years that I see some dudes actually do the work and get done in 6 months. And the whole 5 years you say you grinding. No, you're not. You haven't done it yet. All right, fellas? So you got to be real with yourself. I'm still in big brother mode. All right, fellas? Be real with yourself. But forget being real with yourself. Just stop bragging about how hard you work. It's okay to every now and then let people know that you a boss and you a dog and you ain't nothing to be played with. But at the same time, every day, G, every day, 8 o'clock in the morning, grind season. Bro, when are you going to win? All right, I need you to win. That's my point. I need you to win. Stop talking and win. All right? All right, fellas. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in today, man. Share this with a homeboy who needs this, man. It's your boy, KD. We out here, baby.